Hello and good evening from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. We are here at Adobe Systems Arena as the battle between two Canadian teams go up against each other. The Edmonton Dinos in town to take on the Ottawa Mounties. We are at center ice, ready to get started here. Laflame against Durant. And Ricky Durant pulls it away, and Edmonton will get the first draw of the game. So Ottawa coming off a home game against the Calgary Stallions, where they gave up, as we have an offsides there on Ottawa, a PIHANA history-making game. They gave up 11 goals to the Stallions, hoping for a better outcome here tonight against the Alberta team, the Edmonton Dinos. Vladimirescu comes in across the line and loses it. Breckenridge now with it, and he's hammered there by the Dinos. Petrovic up to Vladimirescu. In front, shot stopped. Vandelar in front. It is Cameron Vandelar. The Danish goaltender will be going up against Daniel Rye at the other end. The American for the Dinos. Edmonton coming in off a loss from Montreal last night, losing 8-3 to the Mammoths. These two teams sit at the bottom of the Canada division of the PIHANA. So both teams trying to get, sort of right the ship to a certain extent. Ottawa, as we've talked about before, one of two teams without a win on the season. Chicago and Ottawa sit winless at this point in the early season. The only team without a loss, the Montreal Mammoths, who we will see later tonight for one of the big matchups here in prime time as the Stallions head into Montreal to take on the Mammoths. Mounties coming across the line. Sundstrom gets it poked away. He's pressed to the boards. First one on is McNevin. Sundstrom out in front, and they can't get the shot away. He tried to feed it to Armando, and it's bumped away. Stafford Spears with the hit. Petrovic tripped up there. Stafford Spears will have it behind his own net. It'll be a penalty coming up on Ottawa. Sundstrom guilty of the trip. Rye now sent out of the box. McCoy belted there by Sundstrom, and Ottawa will touch up right as Rye gets to the bench. So a trip on Joachim Sundstrom. Sundstrom will head to the box. An early tripping call here against the Mounties. Langenberg will face Markov in the dot, and Markov wins it away. Tries to clear it, and Langenberg knocks it down. McCoy in front. Shot stopped by Vandelar. Carl Franks with it in the corner. McCoy bumps him there. It'll come free to Poisaris. Poisaris to McCoy, blocked away. Westerman now, the defenseman, can't get a shot away as Franks will take it away and flip it out of the zone. First one back is Petrovic for it for Edmonton. Petrovic to Langenberg. Langenberg to the red line. He'll enter the zone, 3-on-4. Langenberg stops, gets it back to Westerman. Westerman down the slot, stopped by Vandelar. Knocks out in front, and Alexander Vesla will get it away for the Mounties. Westerman there. Over to McCoy, he's bumped there. Able to stick with it, but now he loses it. Slavic able to pick it up, and Vesla will backhand it all the way down. Under a minute left here on the power play for Edmonton. Langenberg now up with it for Edmonton. He'll cross the line and stop. He gets bumped. Franks will flip it on out. Durant would have come in offsides if he would have come with it. Now McCoy will touch up, and that'll be offsides on Edmonton. Over 5 minutes gone here in the first period. Here in Ottawa as the Mounties take on the Dinos. Vico taking off and he'll lose the face-off there. We'll get down to Sorensen, and he scores! Ralph Sorensen wins the draw, cuts to the center of the net, and buries it past Cameron Vandelar. So Ralph Sorensen, set up by Barney Simonson and Ricky Durant, for an early Edmonton goal, just crossing the 5-minute mark. So Ottawa again having to chase the game. I'd have to look back, but I don't believe they've even had a lead in a game at this point in the season. This is being their fourth game. Barney Simonson gets to the red line. He'll get it to Vladimirescu. He'll lose it. Sundstrom now tripped up. It'll be Blaha. Turns back. Sundstrom now. Vandelar will leave the net in favor of the extra attacker. Sundstrom. And it'll be touched up there by Vladimirescu. The trip. I didn't quite see the number. It was Ricky Durant. We'll head to the box. So a trip there right in the middle of the ice. So Ottawa now, after giving up the first goal of the game, will have a power play themselves. Blocked away there. Edmonton, Biondi tried to get it out and it was blocked away, but now Alexiev will get on it and get it out for Edmonton. LaFlame hit by the benches there. Kovac to LaFlame. Now McNevin had the puck knocked away, but he'll get back on it. He'll battle for it in the corner. Breckenridge down low. LaFlame stopped by Rye. Breckenridge out front. Shot and he scores! Alan Breckenridge fires one past Daniel Rye. So the teams trade power play goals, and we are back to even, tied at 1. Almost 7 minutes in here in the first period. And the Flame will win the draw for Ottawa. Breckenridge loses it there for a second, picks it back up. He's bumped up the boards. Slap shot. Gloved down by Ryan. He'll hold. Back for the face-off. It'll be Durant against the Flame. And battle for it, and it'll come free to Vladimirescu for Edmonton. He'll get it to Simonson. They cross the line. He'll try to dump it deep, and first one there is Shabakowski for Ottawa. Vladimirescu flips it on net. Vandelar will hold and get it over to Shabakowski. Shabakowski stretch pass to Vico. Vico enters the zone. Vico for Ottawa. Vico will stop and gets it poked away to Stafford Spears. Stafford Spears now up with it. Vico cuts to the front. Oh, and he's can't get the shot off. Stafford Spears up to Durant. Durant bodied there, but now Simonson. Simonson goes wide, tries to feed it back to the point, and it's picked off by Luke Schneider. Schneider will come in. He'll dump it in at the blue line. Petrovic, first one on it. He's hammered there, and they are going to call the penalty on Sharev. Vladimirescu had it for a second. He loses it, and now it'll turn over to Vesla. So a penalty here going to be an elbow call on Nicholas Sharev on the board hit there. It just gets that elbow high and in. So Edmonton back to the power play after scoring the first goal of the game there. This was Ralph Sorensen, set up by Vladimirescu and Barney Simonson. Ottawa wins the drive and wins the faceoff and will drive it out of the zone. Stafford Spears over to McCoy. McCoy to Langenberg. Diedrich Langenberg centers to Poisser. Shot! And it's stopped by Vandelar. McCoy getting one on net. Turned aside by Vandelar. Sundstrom floating in for Ottawa. And it will be won by Ottawa to McCoy. Stafford Spears blocked away by Vandelar. And now it'll be Poisteris behind the net to Langenberg. Out front, McCoy blocked away. Alexander Vesla will get it out of the zone. It'll land down in the Edmonton behind the goal line. Ooh, Vesla battling in there, but Stafford Spears comes away with it to Poisteris. Poisteris to center. He'll get to the blue line, sticked away. Waha on it for Ottawa to Sundstrom, and he'll flip it out. It'll be Stafford Spears on it again. Langenberg tipped away. Sundstrom shorthanded. Cuts wide. Looking to center. Shabkowski can't get it on net. Poisteris, they battle for it there. Stafford Spears will retreat in his own zone. And now get it up to Langenberg. Just 40 seconds left here on the man advantage for Edmonton. Poisteris hit there by Blaha and a glove stop by Cameron Vandelar and Tudor Vladimirescu. So Markov will get ready for the draw against Sorensen, and he wins it away. Ottawa gets it back out of the zone. power play dwindling here to 15 seconds. Vladimirescu almost turns it over. Now up to Simonson. Simonson will stop. Get it to Westerman. To Simonson. Down low. Shot. Oh, and a good stop there by Vandelar and Vladimirescu again. Simonson can't get a shot away. Power play is over. Ottawa back to even strength. They'll get it up to Sharev. It'll be up to Markov. Markov looking to come in. He's bumped off. Vladimirescu behind his own net. They'll get it up to Simonson. Simonson bumped there at the line. Steven Armando will turn back in his own zone. Sundstrom bumped there. Armando picks it up for Ottawa. Steven Armando will stop. He's bumped there. Simonson puts him to the boards. Dmitry Petrovic, the defenseman, leading the rush for Edmonton. He's bumped at the boards as well. Sundstrom to Breckenridge. Breckenridge across the line. The goal scorer for Ottawa. He has the puck poked away. He'll battle for it in the corner with Milos Kovac. Kovac will go over to Westerman. Westerman to Ozuls. Ozuls to Campbell. Campbell across the line. He'll flip it down. It'll be Kovac there battling. Woodard able to come away with it for Ottawa. Now Kovac takes it back. Peter Belay turns it over. Shot! Blockered away by Vandelar. And it'll come back on net, and Vandelar will hold it there. Campbell with a good opportunity. Flame able to win the draw for Ottawa. Alexiev to the front for Edmonton. Poked away. Kazmir Blaha. Big defenseman gets it up to Alan Breckenridge. Breckenridge will come across the line. Breckenridge stopped at the dots there. Turns it over. LaFlame shoots it high. Conrad McCoy on it for the Dinos. McCoy will turn in his own zone. He'll come back behind. Vico will pick it off. Vico now with it behind the net. Conrad McCoy able to dig it free and get it out of there. Over to Janovic. Janovic, the defenseman, will enter the zone. He turns it over. Onto the stick of Blaha for Ottawa. 4.5 minutes left here in the first period. Slavic will turn back. Vico. Vico across the line. Abraham Vico. Belted there. Janovic will get it up to McCoy. McCoy with speed. Gets around Slavic. Forced to the corner. Shot in front. Oh, and a good stop by Vandelar. Just gets a piece of it to knock it to the corner. Ottawa will stop at the blue line. Up to Schneider, to Sharev. Sharev will stop, wait for reinforcements. He gets bumped off the puck. Hit again. Olfsson now there with it. Over to Rocco Biondi. Biondi to Langenberg. To Poisaris on the far boards. Poisaris goes to the corner. He's hit there by, I think that was Woodard. Sharev came away with it. Now it's Franks. Franks turns it over. Langenberg, 1-on-3. Biondi behind the play. Oh, off the post! He actually beats Langenberg 5-hole, and it goes off the post. So Shavkovsky, now he almost turns it over. Up to Sharev. Sharev with under 2 minutes to go here in the first. It's on net, and Rye will hold on to it. Sharev with the centering attempt ends up in the glove of Daniel Ryan. He will hold it there. Looking for the deflection out in front was Sharev. Sundstrom will head to the dot against Philip Ozuls. Sundstrom wins it. Franks turned over by Armando. Ben Campbell across the line. Campbell staying wide. It's in the corner now. Looking to get it out front. Can't get it through. Vandelar intercepts that. And we have a fight here. Hit behind the play as Ozuls trying to get into Franks. It'll be McNevin against Ozuls, it looks like. Yes. McNevin, good right. Misses there. Ozuls over the top. Underneath. McNevin misses again. It's there. Ozuls over the top. Ozuls again. Pretty even fight so far. And McNevin able to put Ozuls down. So Bobby McNevin wins the fight over Philip Ozuls. So we are back. Sundstrom now in the face-off dot. He'll lose to Langenberg. Langenberg to Kovac. Shot blocked by Belay. Peter Belay will float out of the zone. He'll glide in. Tries to stay wide. It'll go to the corner. Belay with it. Undisturbed. Now Sundstrom tries to get out in front. Armando. Shot. And it's blocked away by Rye. Langenberg to Campbell. Campbell will stop. He'll lose it. Steven Armando. Oh, but he can't get past Stafford Spears. Petrovic now. Clock dwindling. 3, 2, 1. Sundstrom with a final shot, and that will do it for the first period here. This international contest between national contest between the Edmonton Dinos and the Ottawa Mounties is tied at 1. After one period, teams trade power play goals. As we will head to the first intermission, we'll be right back with you to the start of the second period. Welcome back to Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, as we have the Ottawa Mounties, one of the only winless teams left in the league, facing the Edmonton Dinos. 4th place in the Canada division, looking to catch up and, decrease the room between them and kind of those top 3 teams so far. Shot on Vandelaar, it's knocked away. Blaha will get it up to Vico. Abraham Vico across the line. He'll be free to the corner. Now he's met there by Vladimirescu, and he'll get it away. Simonson now for Edmonton. Barney Simonson. He's plastered there by Blaha, and we have another fight. They take exception to the hit on Simonson. It'll be Vladimirescu against Kazimir Blaha. And Vladimirescu getting his licks in against Blaha. I would have given him the advantage. And down he goes, Tudor Vladimirescu. Puts down Kazimir Blaha. So we have 2 fights almost back-to-back to end the first period and then to start the second. So the 2 gentlemen in each penalty box will be in there for 5 minutes each. We stay at 5-on-5. One away by Vico. Kazimir Blaha. Maybe he wasn't in the fight. I thought it was him. Petrovic now with it. He's hit there. It'll be LaFlame. Maybe it was Slavic. My fault. Breckenridge into the slot. Shot scores! Alan Breckenridge able to fire it past Daniel Rye. And so, yes, that is the first lead for the Ottawa Mounties. Right after the fight, even though they lost the fight, they are able to get one right on the board. So they take a 2-1 lead here. Durant will flip it down. Blaha up to Vesla. Vesla to Armando. Armando will turn. He'll get it cross ice to Sundstrom. Sundstrom belted there. Janovic looking to enter the zone. He gets it to McCoy and he'll lose it. Shavkovsky to Sundstrom. Over to Vesla. Alexander Vesla. Cutting in. Armando gets it away. And Janovic will take it away. McCoy. Down in the corner. McCoy to Durant. Shot blocked away by Vandelaar. Blaha gets it up to Armando. Armando almost loses it. Now he's got numbers. Oh, he tried to feed it to Vesla in the center. And Durant picks it off. Campbell comes back the other way. Turned over to Armando. Steven Armando centers to Woodard. Over to Tony McNeil. McNeil will enter the zone. He's got Markov. Shot. Stopped by Rye. He had Markov cutting on the backside. He fed it to Markov, and Rye able to get across, angle up, and keep that out of the net. Even on the face-offs. McNeil will go up against Ozuls. And he's one away by Philip Ozuls. Ulfson hit to the boards there. And it'll come up to Kovac. Kovac across the line. Shot stopped. Campbell there with the fire. Kovac blocked away. Campbell gets it taken away there in the slot. Beck Knowles will come away. Ottawa hit there. Campbell comes behind the net. Yuri Kovac gets it to Ozuls. Turned over to Knowles. Beck Knowles, he's hit to the boards. And we will have an icing here. Very rare icing. Not many in the league so far this season. Teams have been very cautious with their passing and very secure with their passing. And LaFlame able to win it away from Ozules. Vico now behind the net to Breckenridge, looking for another hat trick. Breckenridge to LaFlame. Over to Belay. To Woodard. He comes down the slot. Shot. Stopped by Rye. And we have another fight. So these teams looking to send a message against each other here. As it'll be Breckenridge, the goal scorer, against Ben Campbell. As it looks like Alois Woodard is down. Campbell fires one on Breckenridge, and Breckenridge gets one right back. They fire on each other with their rights. And down goes Breckenridge as Campbell hammers him. So Campbell lays the hit and then is able to win the fight and walk away from it. So another fight here. It's Breckenridge, the captain, stepping in to battle. LaFlame will now face Dietrich Langenberg in the dot. Vico to Sundstrom, up to Belay, to McNevin, turned over. Now Vico back on it for Ottawa. They'll get it to the center to LaFlame. Shot just goes wide. Might have been tipped on front. Sundstrom up to Vico. LaFlame, McNevin to Vico. Tipped away. Westerman on it for Edmonton. It'll come on net to Rye, and he will hold it. Schneider against Langenberg in the dot again. And Langenberg will win it away. It'll get out to Bassani. Bassani. Poiseris had a chance and it's blocked away by Vandelar. Bassani in front. Loves stop by Vandelar. Can't grip it though. Bassani turned it over. It'll be Schneider. They'll have numbers. Vesla down low. Oh, and it's stopped by Rye. Alexander Vesla with an opportunity down low. Floating in, it'll be Durant against Schneider. Durant kicks it back to Westerman. Westerman to Vladimirescu. He'll turn it over. Nicholas Sharev. Westerman up to Durant. Durant loses the puck for a sec, but able to get back on it. Shot blocked away. Not sure if it got to Vandelar or not. Blaha puts Vladimirescu to the boards, and now the puck under Vladimirescu, and Blaha gets it away. Vladimirescu takes it back. Hit there, Slavic. Blaha will get it away for Ottawa, crossing the midway point of the game. 2-1 here in Ottawa. Vesla, turned it over. Look at the center it there. Had an opportunity, and it goes awry. Kovac stays wide. Shot. Stick to side by Vandelar. Tries to get out in front. Markov picks it off for Ottawa. Beck Knowles. Knowles hit to the boards by Stafford Spears. Shot, score! Tony McNeil able to beat Daniel Rye on the short side. That fourth line coming up big for the Mounties here to give them a 2-goal lead midway through the second period. One away by Edmonton. Stafford Spears gets it up, and it's turned over. Flipped down by Sundstrom. First one on it is Petrovic. Petrovic and McNevin will battle along the boards. Kovac comes in to help out. He'll get it behind his own net. McNevin behind the net. Shot. Sundstrom stop. They fight for the puck. McNevin now able to pick it up. McNevin tripped or slashed in front. Yep, there's going to be a slash. Philip Ozules will head to the box. So Ottawa, with a 2-goal lead, will now head to the power play. They are 1 of 1 on the power play so far tonight. We're at the 7:43 mark of the second period. Back to Vico. And Breckenridge right off the post. Biondi gets it behind his own net and will flip it out. Vico will grab it at his own blue line. Breckenridge up to LaFlame. To McNevin. Shot. Kicked out by Rye. Goes to the corner. Westerman up with it. And Sorensen will get it. and get it out. Minute and a half left here on the power play. Belay to Breckenridge to Vico. Vico exited zone. Stops at the red line. LaFlame now enters. He turns it over to Westerman. Westerman turns it right back over. And another slash on Edmonton here. Diedrich Langenberg. He'll be in the box now. With a slash there on LaFlame. Just trying to lift his stick and gets up a little too high. So a 5-on-3 now here for Ottawa for 1:20. Shot goes wide. First one on it is Olofsson. Olofsson for Edmonton. Loses the puck there on the boards. Campbell gets it and gets it out. High flip all the way down 200 feet. It'll be Slavic over to Sundstrom. Sundstrom. Hit there. Olofsson gets it back out. Under a minute left on the 5-on-3. Slavic gets it up to Schneider. Down low, Sundstrom knocked away. Not sure if it actually got on net or if it was wide. Armando loses the puck. Campbell tries to get it out. Now Armando to Schneider. Shot gets blocked in front. Shot. Knocked there. Armando to the front. Can't get a shot off. Janovic will flip it into the Ottawa bench, so it'll stay down in their zone. Edmonton trying to get it out, and it will stay here. Durant ready to take the face-off. He'll lose it. Up top, Belay gets it blocked away. Might have been hit by his own defender or own teammate. Belay down low to LaFlame. He can't get the shot away. Westerman, he'll be tripped by LaFlame. So we'll have a short period of 4-on-3, only about 4 seconds. Then we'll get to 4-on-4. And then Edmonton will have an abbreviated power play. Oh, excuse me. The Ottawa's power play, or excuse me, penalty kill did do its job. So there's 4-on-4 now here. Or no. Oh, excuse me. I'm mistaken. Now it's 4-on-4 for 30 seconds here. And then Edmonton will have an abbreviated power play. Vico turns it over to Westerman. Vladimirescu loses it to Sundstrom on the boards. They dig away at it. And now a power play for Edmonton. Breckenridge down low. Sundstrom can't get the shot away. Rye will keep play going to Westerman. He'll turn in the corner. Get it up to Langenberg. Langenberg poked away for a sec. He gets it free to Vladimirescu. Can't get a shot away. Breckenridge up to Blaha, and Blaha gets it out. Darian Stafford Spears off the boards. Vladimirescu. Shot. Oh, and it stopped there. I think, was it Simonson or Sorensen? Either way, it's going to be an interference call coming up on Abraham Vico. So another Ottawa penalty. After Edmonton just killed off their 2 penalties, Ottawa now going to have to do the same to hold on to their 2-goal lead. Vico just kind of holding Simonson in the corner there. Or Sorensen, excuse me. Sorensen wins it to Durant. Slap shot, gloved by Vandelar. And he will hold right there. Vandelar with a good game here so far. Over midway through the second period. He's done well when he's been counted on. Only giving up the first goal of the game. Durant down low to Sorensen. It's blocked away. And Ottawa's defense has been much better, I would say. In front, and Vandelar will hold it there. This does not look like the same team that gave up 10 and 11 goals in 2 games. Sorensen in. A lone shot. Oh, and a good stop by Vandelar. He keeps himself tight there. Does not get loose with his arms. And is able to hold that shot from Ralph Sorensen. Langenberg against Schneider in the faceoff dot. Schneider wins it away for Ottawa. Blaha almost turns it over. As that is going to end the 5-on-3. And they will have a an abbreviated power play of 1:22. So Langenberg up. He'll cross the blue line. Campbell nearly turned over. Schneider will get it and flip it out. Edmonton will chase back. It'll be Stafford Spears. They'll get it up to Campbell. Campbell in. Turned over. Schneider there hit. It'll be Shavkovsky. They'll get it all the way down. First one on it is Durant. Durant over to McCoy. McCoy to Campbell. Campbell. Will stay wide. Shares the center to Spears. Oh, and Spears looking for Langenberg. Couldn't connect. Durant tries to get it up, and LaFlame picks it off. Under 30 seconds left here on the power play. Stafford Spears on it. They'll get it up to Campbell. Campbell to Langenberg. They have numbers. Langenberg. McCoy. Shot stop. And Langenberg puts it away. Diedrich Langenberg makes it a 1-goal game here in Ottawa with the power play goal. Schneider wins it away. I believe that was Sorensen on the other side for Edmonton. Alexiev with a chance. He's tripped up. So Ottawa's going to go right back to the power play once it's touched up here by Edmonton. Right there. Over 2 minutes left here in the second, and Ottawa headed back to the power play as Stafford Spears guilty of the trip. Stafford Spears, yep, with the trip right there. Face off, ready to go. Alexiev wins it back for Edmonton. Up to Kovac. Kovac flips it out. First one on it is Vico. Up to Belay. Belay to Breckenridge. Breckenridge loses it for a sec. Would have been offsides. Kovac gets it out. Vico over to LaFlame. LaFlame cross ice to Breckenridge. Breckenridge looking for a hat trick here tonight. He's already had one on the season. Biondi will get it over to Alexiev, and he'll get it out. Belay over to Breckenridge, up to LaFlame. LaFlame poked off his stick by Biondi, and he will get it out. Good defensive play there by Rocco Biondi. Peter Belay to Breckenridge. He'll get it over to Bobby McNevin. McNevin cuts in, shot, stopped by Rye. Rocco Biondi again with it. Belay to the blue line, loses it. Westerman now on it, and he will flip it out backhand. Sundstrom picks it off though and backhand. Armando shot blocked away. Biondi able to block away the shot and then get his stick on the puck to get it out of there. So we have just 30 seconds left in the period and 20 seconds now on the power play. Breckenridge in, shot, he scores! Alan Breckenridge again. His second hat trick of the season. And it comes on the power play here to give Ottawa back their 2-goal lead. So we sit 4-2, just 27 seconds left here in the second period. McNevin will try to fish it out. McNevin to Shavkovsky to Sundstrom. Alexia picks it off up to Olsen to McCoy. 2 and 1. Shot away. Oh, and it just goes wide. Sorensen, that probably would have counted, but it just goes wide of Vandelar. Breckenridge left all alone in front, and they buries it. Not sure what happened to leave him, of all people, wide open. The Ottawa goal scorer. So, that is it for 2 periods. We had a 1-1 tie headed into this period, and Ottawa able to bury 3 of them past Daniel Rye. They are 20 minutes away from the first win in franchise history and the first win of this young season. We'll be right back with you for the final 20. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with the third period here in Ottawa. Play ready to go here. And we are off and running here for the third period. It'll be Blaha back with it. They'll get bumped there, and it'll be Ricky Durant over to Petrovic. Shot stopped by Vandelar. Cameron Vandelar looked as one of the top goalies coming into this season. Been disappointing thus far. He has looked very, very good here tonight for the Mounties. Durant able to win it away from LaFlame. Vladimirescu blocked away. Petrovic. Shot gets blocked. McCoy out in front. Can't get it away. Slavic to Vico. Vico to the red line. He'll enter the zone and he's hit there. LaFlame will turn to Slavic. Over to Breckenridge. Breckenridge to Vico. Turnover. McCoy in. Shot stopped by Vandelar. Good pad. Save there. Slavic now enters the zone. Slavic turns. Step to the front. Vico had it in the slot and couldn't get it away. Vladimirescu turned over. Slavic up to Sundstrom. Sundstrom across the blue line. He'll turn back. Vladimirescu now battles there. He'll have it. He'll kick it out for Edmonton. Slavic, first one on it. He's pushed there, and Sundstrom able to get it. Sundstrom will turn back, get it cross ice to Blaha. Ooh, he tries to stretch pass, picked off by Stafford Spears. Kovac, shot! Oh, and it's blocked away in front. Campbell looking for the shot there. Armando, 4 minutes passed here in the third period. To Stafford Spears, up to Kovac. Kovac to Campbell. Campbell back to Spears. Spears turns it over to Sundstrom. Sundstrom centers. Armando down low. Oh, and McNevin couldn't get it away. McNevin now out in front. Shot. It's blocked away. Armando still out in front. They battle for it there, and Stafford Spears clears it away from danger. Another poke check to keep it in the zone. Good defensive play. Good shift there by Sundstrom. He gets it back again. He'll get it over to Belay. Belay to Vesla. Alexander Vesla in wide. He'll cut in. Tries to center. Shavkovsky to Armando. Can't get the shot away. He'll end up on the stick of Bisio Bassani. Can't get it out. Oh, but now it does get out. I think Belay had it. He tried to adjust the puck and it caused him to be offsides and leave the zone. So we are back to the faceoff dot. Won by Edmonton. Bassani now to Poisaris. Garrett Poisaris, he's hammered there at the boards. Shavkovsky with the hit there. Belay will kick it to the corner. Schneider loses it for a sec, but it ends up on the stick of his teammate Belay. Shavkovsky goes for a skate. He's pressed to the boards there by Poisaris. Sharev away with it to Schneider. All the way up to Vesla. Alexander Vesla. Vesla stopped there. Janovich will turn. Edmonton trailing by 2 goals here. Janovich comes in to Poisaris. Poisaris turns it over. Tony McNeil up to Markov. He's got a break. Markov. Oh, and the shot gets blocked away. What a defensive play there. Joel Olfsson getting back in the play to knock it away. Slavic behind the net to Markov. Out in front. Can't get the shot away. Langenberg all the way up to Poisaris. Poisaris to the blue line. He'll get one to the middle. Olfsson. Shot gets blocked away. Too much traffic in front. McNeil tripped up. And that, a touch by McCoy, will get the penalty call. So Dietrich Langenberg again will head to the box. There's the trip there on McNeil. McNeil, the goal scorer earlier in the game. The only goal scorer not named Breckenridge tonight for the Mounties. Right now he would have the game winner. LaFlame wins it back. Shavkovsky to Blaha. He scores! Kazimir Blaha. So the power play, they make quick work of it. As Shavkovsky passes it over to Blaha. Blaha has room, steps in, and fires it. Bar down on Daniel Rye. Great shot by the big defenseman. And now Edmonton finds themselves down 3 here. Ottawa sniffing that first win. Feeling closer and closer. LaFlame will turn it over to Petrovic. McCoy now up with it for Edmonton. It'll get knocked off his stick. Over to Belay. Peter Belay. Bump to the boards. Petrovic to McCoy. McCoy will try to skate up with it. He'll get stopped at the line. Vico. Abraham Vico across the blue line. He'll turn. Down low to LaFlame. LaFlame will turn. Get it back to the point to Belay. Vico down low to LaFlame. Breckenridge shot. Stopped by Rye. Breckenridge again. Shot. That was Vico, and he is stopped by Daniel Rye. Seconds away from the halfway point here of the third period. The Ottawa Mounties leading 5-2. Don't forget, we got one more game coming up later tonight. Our primetime game of the week. The Calgary Stallions head into Montreal, the lone undefeated team, to face the Montreal Mammoths in what should be a heavyweight tilt between the two Canadian teams. But we still have action and a result to be decided here in Ottawa. Ottawa leaving 5-2 with 9.5 left. Edmonton desperately needing the next goal to put some pressure on the Mounties. Blaha will carry away. Casimir Blaha to the blue line and will dump in. First one on it. Biondi will kick it to the corner. We'll get to Kovac. Kovac hit there. Kovac sticks with it to Biondi, to Westerman. Westerman will turn back, gets it up to Campbell and he'll turn back. Kovac now across the line. He's hit there by Blaha. Westerman back to Ozuls. 8.5 minutes left here in the third. Slavic turns it over. Kovac first one on it. He'll get it up to Ozuls. Ozuls shot. Stopped by Vandelar. Sundstrom behind the net and he'll come up. Sundstrom up to Armando. He's hit there. It'll be Kovac to Westerman. Westerman to Campbell. Campbell enters for Edmonton. Hearing the boos from the fans. Biondi in front. Shot. Glove. Stopped by Vandelar. He'll keep play going. Blaha approaching 7 minutes to go here in the third period. To Slavic. Over to Sundstrom. Sundstrom behind his own net. Turns it over. Ozuls tries to get out in front to McCoy. McCoy will circle. Olfsson can't get the shot away. Ozuls blocked down in front as well. Good defense right here by the Ottawa Mounties, keeping this a 5-2 game. Flip back down. Olfsson, he'll be pressed to the boards there. Kick to the opposite corner for Rocco Biondi. Biondi up to Vladimirescu. Vladimirescu to McCoy. McCoy is blown up by Casimir Blaha. Slavic now to Schneider. Schneider avoids the check. Able to get it up to Blaha. Defenseman will lead the rush. He'll stop for a sec. Go to the corner. Schneider out in front. Stopped by Rye. And he will hold there. 5:36 left here in the third period. Ottawa Mounties leading 5-2 here at home against the Edmonton Dinos. Durant will take the face-off against Markov. Schneider, and Schneider wins it. Slavic tries to get it down. Schneider there with it. He's picked off. It'll end up back on the stick of Schneider. His shot is blocked. Sharev taken away by Durant. McCoy over to Vladimirescu. Vladimirescu loses it for a sec. Penalty coming up on the Mounties. It'll be up to Janovic, to Olfsson. Over to Janovic. Slap shot knocked away by Vandelar. Durant in the corner. Picked off. And that will cause the stoppage. So 4.5 minutes left. A slashing call on Nicholas Sharev. Edmonton needing this power play to go successful. Markov against Sorensen. Sorensen will win it back. Westerman gets it to Petrovic. Petrovic shot blocked away. Sorensen out in front. Can't get the shot away. I think Blaha disrupted that. They'll battle there. McNeil blown up. And we have a fight here. Blaha and is that Poiceres? Poiceres definitely not known as a fighter, as he blew up Tony McNeil on the boards there. And Blaha takes exception. He lands a couple of shots on Blaha. Oh, and he goes down. Garrett Poiceres did not see that coming. He is able to knock down Casimir Blaha. So 5 for fighting for each. Poiceres, again, not really known as a fighter, but he toes up to the tilt there. So the power play will continue. Another minute 46 here. Again, crucial here for Edmonton to have a chance of coming back in this game. Down 3 goals here with 4 minutes left. Vladimirescu to the front. Shot. Alexiev is knocked away. Alexiev now out in front. Shot. Stopped by Vandelar. Sorensen able to win the faceoff away. Vladimir Rescue to Stafford Spears. Put on net. Vandelar will hold. So we'll be back to the face-off dot here. Clock not on Edmonton's side with just 3:49 left, and they trail by 3. One back to Durant to Stafford Spears. Slap shot. Knocked away. Sorensen now out in front. Will get it back to the point. Down low. Alexiev to Vladimir Rescue behind the net. He's bumped by Shapkovsky. Vladimir Rescue comes free. Stafford Spears to Durant. Shot blocked. Markov will come up with it, and he will flip it out. Under a minute left here on the power play for Edmonton. Crucial here to get a goal. Stafford Spears bumped there. He'll come back into the Edmonton zone. Now a stretch pass to Alexiev. They have numbers 3-on-2. Alexiev shot. Stopped by Vandelar. It'll go to the corner. First one on it is Markov. Markov will come behind his own net and then flip it off the boards and out. Under 3 minutes left here in Ottawa. Vladimir Rescue up to Alexiev. Alexiev across the line. We'll get it to Stafford Spears. It's blocked away. Looked like he hit his own teammate there. 10 seconds left on the power play. The one last rush attempt here for Edmonton. Sorensen will enter. Sorensen still with the puck. It'll go on Vandelar, and Belay will come away. Sorensen, he scores! So the turnover, not sure why Vandelar decided to play that. I would have just held the puck. But it comes free. Belay turned it over to Sorensen, and Sorensen buries it past Vandelar. So a 2-goal game, 2.5 minutes left. A little pressure here, I would say, on Ottawa. Ricky Durant, free. Stopped by Vandelar. Oh, and that was an opportunity there. Durant able to get the turnover. They'll fight for it. Near the blue line, Durant down low to McCoy. Oh, he tries to pass across to Vladimir Rescue, and it's tipped away. McCoy up high to Petrovic. Edmonton with all the momentum it feels right now. McCoy shot. Stopped. Durant now goes behind the goal line. He'll get it up top. Stafford Spears into the slot. Petrovic shot goes wide. And Vandelar will hold that one. So now Rye out of the net, so they will have a 6-on-5 here. Sorensen will take the face-off against Sundstrom. Two of their better face-off men here. Sorensen wins it away. Olfsson back to Janovic. Down low to Stafford Spears. Shot gets blocked away. Slavic picked off by Alexiev. They'll have to turn. They'll have to tag up there. They'll flip it down low. First one onto the Slavic. Slavic behind his own net. They'll get it all the way up to McNevin. McNevin will turn in the neutral zone. Tipped away. Conrad McCoy now in. McCoy shot. Stop there. And Vandelar will hold. 39.4 left. Conrad McCoy, one of their better goal scorers for Edmonton, had an opportunity, and Vandelar shuts the door. The Flame will go up against, can't quite tell, O'Zools. Olfsson to Kovac. Over to Janovic. Stafford Spears cutting in. Kovac in the slot to O'Zools. Shot gets blocked away. The Flame to Breckenridge. Looking for number 4. Breckenridge gets it to Vico. Oh, and it's blocked away. Vico had an opportunity for the goal, and it gets knocked away. O'Zools on the rush to Kovac, and it is offsides. O'Zools passed it back to Kovac instead of trying to push it forward to his winger. He'll come out of the zone. So just 20 seconds left. Looking highly unlikely that Edmonton is going to be able to come back in this one. They win the draw, but now it's turned over to Belay. Vico to Laflame. Turned over at the blue line. Ottawa will battle with it, seeing if they can get their 6th goal of the game. Laflame blocked away by Janovic. He'll get it up to Stafford Spears. Time is going to tick away. Laflame. Belay scores. Peter Belay. So they get it with 1.3. They get the empty netter. It'll be Peter Belay, the defenseman, set up by Breckenridge and Laflame. And that will absolutely salt this game away. And the Ottawa Mounties now leave the Chicago Lakers as the only winless team in the PIHANA. The Ottawa Mounties, their first win in franchise history, first win of the season, coming against the Edmonton Dinos here at home. So now both teams find themselves tied at the bottom of the Canada division. Ottawa with a great performance, much better defensively, especially after giving up 11 and 10 the last 2 games. Only giving up 3 here. Much better game by Cameron Vandelar. But that is what we have for you here from Ottawa. Next up, again, our primetime game of the week. The Montreal Mammoths hosting the Calgary Stallions. We will have post-game coverage if you want to join us for that. If not, head on over to that game between the Montreal Mammoths and the Calgary Stallions. All right, folks, welcome back for post-game coverage of the Ottawa Mounties' first franchise win at home against the Edmonton Dinos. They win this game 6-3. As you can see from the shots, did not get many shot attempts on net, but the ones they did, they were able to capitalize and get past Daniel Rye. They did have one empty netter at the end as well from Peter Belay. So shots, Edmonton winning there, hits, Edmonton winning there, and face-offs, Edmonton winning. It looked like, and honestly, even just with one more power play goal, it looks like a situation of Ottawa finished their opportunities. Breckenridge with a hat trick as well tonight, his second hat trick on the season, and Edmonton unable to finish those opportunities. I think part of that isn't helped by Barney Simonson going out of the game early. But good effort from Ottawa as they're able to pick up their first win in franchise history. We'll head to the team individual stats. We'll start with our winners from Ottawa. Breckenridge and LaFlame both with 4-point games. Breckenridge with the hat trick, and then LaFlame also with 4 assists on the evening. Sundstrom an assist along with Shavkovsky, Markov, and McNevin. Armando and Beck Knowles. Our fellow goal scorers, we had Belay with the empty netter at the end, Tony McNeil, and then Kazmir Blaha as well. Blaha, LaFlame, and Breckenridge hit us at a +2. Vico a +2. Beck Knowles with a +1 as well down at the bottom. Vladan Slavic also with a +2. Nicholas Sharev, the only minus, with a -1 there on the board. So that is our stats there. Let's see our hits. Blaha with 8, Shavkovsky with 5, Slavic with 5 as well, and then a few 2s down the board there. But overall, that's kind of the offensive performance that you would like to see from the Mounties here, as you get Breckenridge with goals, LaFlame with assists, Sundstrom with an assist. I think the one, Vico, no points. I think that's a bit of a statistical anomaly that his line scores 3 goals and he isn't in on any of them. That's, I think, a pretty rare situation for Vico especially. So you'd like to see him on the score sheet. Armando with an assist, you can live with that. And you even are getting the depth. Markov with an assist, Tony McNeil with a goal, Peter Belay, even though it's an empty netter. Knowles with an assist. That's some of your fourth or third line guys able to come through. And then you have defensemen like Blaha and Shavkovsky ending up on the score sheet as well. As for the goaltending, we finally saw a consistent and good game out of Cameron Vandelaar. A .917 save percentage, 36 shots against, 33 saves on 3 goals. So a very, very good start from Cameron Vandelaar, and a much needed good start for the Ottawa goaltender. Now we head to our road Dinos. Ralph Sorensen with a +1 and 2 goals. No assists on the evening. Campbell and McCoy will set up with assists. Langenberg a goal, and then Durant and Simonson. Simonson only playing 9 minutes as he was hurt early, but he is able to get an assist and get on the score sheet there as well. So you see, and then it's the depth didn't show up tonight for, and even Tudor Vladimirescu not there. Petrovic and Stafford Spears, that defense pair, again, a -2. Kovac, you don't get anything from him. Ozuls, Alexiev, Bassani, Poiseris, you don't get anything from them. So that depth lacking pretty heavily, as it's kind of some of the same characters you've seen so far this season. Sorensen doing well, Durant and Simonson doing well. Langenberg's been a good story for them. Conrad McCoy you expect to score, and Campbell has been one that, even though he is on that third line, he's been a pretty consistent contributor, and you've seen him there. So it's, again, I think coming back to the depth for the Dinos, as they just haven't had enough to be successful thus far this season. So we will now take a peek at their goaltending, and a very lackluster performance from Daniel Rye. Only faces 23 shots, but gives up 5 goals. He did give up one, or didn't give up. They scored one empty netter, did Ottawa. So a .783 save percentage, definitely not good enough. Disappointing start again from Rye. It's going to be the question all year for Edmonton. This goaltending, they kind of came into the season knowing that might be one of their weak spots. I don't think they expected it to be this much of a weak spot to where it's hindering them against one of the other sort of lackluster teams so far this season, and now finds themselves at the bottom of the Canada division. So we will now head to our goal scores. As each period, each team scored a goal. First period, hold on. We have Sorensen and Breckenridge in the first for Edmonton and Ottawa, respectively. And then Ottawa pulling away in the second period. Breckenridge, McNeil, and then Langenberg and Breckenridge. Langenberg for Edmonton, the rest for Ottawa. And then in the third period, Ottawa again able to win that period with a empty netter late. Peter Belay and then Kazimir Blaha about halfway through, and Sorensen scoring one late, unassisted off a turnover there in front. So a disappointing game for sure from Edmonton. Ottawa, very happy for them, able to get their first win. I'm sure the fans there over the moon. They finally can celebrate. They don't have to be stressed and worried about, oh my goodness, is our hockey team ever going to win a game? They have done it. They have gotten their first win, and now they can move on and see if they can stack another win on top of that. Ottawa's next game, they will get a couple of days off, and they will be, actually, these two teams will face off again. They will get 2 days off, and Ottawa will head out to Edmonton to face the Dinos. So see if Edmonton can get some revenge, or if Ottawa can now stack a 2-0 record against the Dinos. So remember, we have one more game coming up tonight. It is our primetime game of the week. The Calgary Stallions headed into Montreal to take on the Montreal Mammoths. So thank you, folks, for joining us here from Ottawa and Adobe Systems Arena. We'll be back with you next time. We have 2 games tomorrow, Boston at Toronto and Chicago at New York. We hope to see you there, folks.